Hey everyone, today we're going to be making another Lowland Kids sew along. This is the nap joggers and this goes from premature size all the way to 5T. Here's a couple things that you're going to need. You're going to need knit fabric of your choice, 1 to 1 1/4 inch elastic, a serger or sewing machine, drawstring cord, which is optional of course, and you're going to need the Lowland Kids nap joggers pattern. If you haven't joined the Lowland Kids sew along page on Facebook, I definitely encourage you to join that page as we post new sew alongs every week, and we also post a coupon code for that sew along for that specific pattern. So I definitely encourage you to go check it out if you haven't, or if you're not in there yet, as it's a nice little discount for these patterns. So with that said, let's get started. Okay, so I have all my pattern pieces cut out here, and I apologize for the clutter in the background, but I just had a lot going on. But you should have your pocket pieces, your cuffs, your waistband, front and back pieces, and if you're going to do the strips, you should have the strips as well for the front and back. Also, if you are going to do the gusset, you should have the gusset. We are doing the no gusset option, as I didn't want to add a gusset because I didn't have any matching nice stretchy rib for this color. So once we have all that together, we're going to move on to starting our joggers. Okay, so here we're going to take our front piece. If you're not doing pockets, you don't have to cut out the pocket piece, but this is our front piece, and we're going to take our pocket front pieces that we cut out. Remember, we cut 2 opposite sides like the pattern says, and we're just going to place them right sides to right sides. So that little pocket piece facing the right side of the joggers, and then we are going to just clip it or pin it how if we prefer it that way, and then we're going to sew or serge both sides just right around that area right over here. And once we do that, we'll go to the next step. Okay, so once we have sewn on that little pocket piece, it's time to just flip those little pockets to the back of the pants. Just flip them back like this, and then once we do that, we are going to have to top stitch that little curve on both sides, on each pocket side, and once we top stitch, we will come back and then add the rest of the pocket piece. All right, now it's time to add our other pocket piece. We are just going to flip our pants piece to the wrong side facing up, and then we're going to take that pocket piece and then place it with the right sides facing that right side of that pocket piece right there, just like you see me do here. And then you can pin it or clip it if you prefer, and then we are going to just sew or serge around that inner curve. Okay, so now it should look something like this, and we're going to take that strip. If you're doing the strip piece, if you're not doing the strip piece, you can just skip this part, and we are going to face it. There's some notches on the pattern, I believe, and we're going to use the notches to align them together. And you're just going to face it right sides to right sides like you see me do here, and make sure you pin or clip that pocket piece as well so it doesn't move around while you are serging or sewing it on. And then we're just going to sew all around that raw edge right across, straight across. We're going to take our back piece of the pants and we're going to do the same thing, and we're just going to add our back piece strip and then face it right sides to right sides, and just sew or serge straight across as well. Alright, so this is what it should look like. Here's your front and your back piece. We are just now going to top stitch the seam. For your front piece, you want the seam to go up and top stitch, and for your back piece you want the seam facing down and then top stitch. Okay, so now we're just going to take the front and back pieces and put the front on top of the back, and then we're just going to sew it from the top of the legs all the way down on both sides, and then also the middle as well. Now we're going to take our waistband piece, and if you're going to add buttonholes or whatever, you can go ahead and do that. And we're going to fold it in half and quarter our waistband piece. And you're just going to find the middle of the back and the middle of the front, and just like you would attach any other waistband, the only difference is that you're going to have to leave just a little space there, a little opening to thread in your elastic. So don't shut it all the way closed, because you have to put in that elastic as well. And all you're going to see me do here is just thread in that elastic. You're just going to grab any safety pin you have and attach it to the end of the elastic, and you just thread your elastic all the way through till you get back to the opening, and just zigzag stitch that elastic together, the two elastic pieces together, and then you should be good to go and to close that hole up again. So once we have our elastic in and closed, it should look something like this, and it's time to move to our cuffs. Everyone has their own way of doing their cuffs. This is just my way of sewing them on, but whatever works for you is good. And once we serge on our cuffs or sew on our cuffs, we are basically done. And we have made it to the end of the Nap Joggers tutorial. I hope this video is helpful for you in any way, and if you have any questions whatsoever, feel free to ask away. Thanks so much for watching.